strategy to address extremism. Pakistan is the only country in the world, I would say, which has taken stock of terrorism and extremism and strategized how to deal with it. And we are proceeding further, going ahead on that, because we want to save our country and bring about a societal transformation in our country. That is what we are doing. That's what we are trying to do. We may be going slow. Some people don't understand why is this happening, why is that happening. Things are happening based on a strategy. We have our end objectives very clear. We may be moving slow somewhere, but we are moving in the right direction. We will reach someday or the other. We are much better off than somebody who is not even moving, he hasn't even understood what the issue is. So that much for terrorism and extremism. And we are succeeding. One of the areas which I would like to mention, other than we thought there are religious political parties which are maybe abetting extremism or encouraging extremism, and I was very worried. And these are the parties which won in the 2002 election. They won in the frontier province with 76% of the vote, and they formed a government. In Balochistan, in the second province, they won a lot, and they formed a coalition had to be formed there with them. But I can proudly say that one effort was by them, because they misgoverned, they didn't know how to govern. That was very good. People understood that these are not the people who can govern them well or lead them. The other was, I take credit partially for going around and telling people, don't follow them, they'll take you to disaster. And people understood. And therefore, in the latest local government elections in August 2005, in the frontier province, where their government was there, people rejected them because the total seats that they won of mayors was 24.3% only. They have been rejected. And I am reasonably sure that in 2007, when we have the assembly elections, they will go down, and they'll go down to where they came from, which means they used to have around 2, 3, 4%. So that was one of the important areas to limit extremism, bring about a societal transformation towards harmony, towards moderation. I've spoken a lot, so I'm going to skip this contribution to regional and global peace. Of course, this involves enlightened moderation, etc. But I would just like to speak on Pakistan-India relation, because there are Indians sitting here. I would like to say that I am perceived to be a warrior. I am perceived to be a man of war. Yes, indeed, I am a man of war, because I am in uniform. And when I decided to put on the uniform, I put it on to fight, really. So therefore, obviously, I fought wars. But that doesn't mean that I cannot think of peace. And I always think that I may be more eminently qualified to think of peace, because I've seen the real ravages of war. And I haven't seen war in action sitting in drawing rooms. I've been in the front. My own friends have died in my arms. So therefore, I know what war means. My son is named after my best friend who was killed in action. So therefore, I know what war means. Therefore, I am eminently qualified to go for peace. I mean peace and bringing permanent peace to the region. Because if we don't resolve our disputes, one can never guarantee peace. You don't know what kind of leaders will come in the future. What they're at, I may be very good with Prime Minister Manmohan Singh. Is there a guarantee that the next leader who takes over in Pakistan will be that friendly with the leadership there? Therefore, we have to go for peace today and now. We have to resolve our disputes. If we don't, we are letting down our future generations. And I'm very, very clear about it. So therefore, we have to go for peace, and there is a solution. we, there are 4 minor subjects of Siachen, and we are fighting each other. We've been killing each other. For the information of those who don't come from that area, in Siachen we are eyeball to eyeball killing each other every day at heights of, the highest post there is 20,500 feet. 3,000 feet more than Mont Blanc. That is where people are sitting and killing each other. And across the line of control at heights of 16,000, 18,000 feet. Today in these winters where it snows by yards and not by inches, where the temperatures go to minus 50 degrees centigrade. So people think Pakistan is a hot place. So we want to strike for peace. So that is all, or I'll skip the earthquake also. I think I would like to leave it to all of you to ask questions, but all that I'll say about the earthquake is that we created an organization. We created organizations to handle the earthquake. We strategized. I strategized. Because I believe the leader has to strategize. What is the strategy? And then we generated resources. And now we are implementing. We have the resources, we have the strategy, we have the organization on it. And the implementation is being monitored by me. I know the effects that have to be created, so I have to see those effects at the right time, at the right place. That is the fine understanding of the leader that the leader should have. So I'm very confident that we'll deliver. I have no doubts. And I have to be comfortable. People in interviews ask me, you must be very busy and you must be so, you are involved in so many things. No, I'm not involved at all in earthquake. Because I've set an organization into motion. Why am I involved? I can be around here. I know where I have to be at what time. And I will be there to see whether things are moving. So the earthquake relief is going well. We are into the reconstruction and rehabilitation now, and that will be launched. Now I will end by giving you, I thought I must speak on my views on leadership, just leaving a food for thought for anyone, whatever it is worth. I personally feel that a leader must first of all understand with full grasp the environment which he is leading. What environment, what realities, what hopes, what aspirations of people. He must have a very good feel and grasp of his environment. Secondly, he is supposed to strategize. He evolves strategies and end aims and objectives. Set the direction for others to implement. Then he selects a team to implement his strategy. And the team has to be on merit, and they have to be exceptionally good, and there are a lot of people who are good. Then he has to give full backup to that team. Give them confidence, give them support, and give them the confidence that even if they do something wrong, not deliberately, not by design, you are there to back that up even. Let them have that confidence in you. That is how they'll operate freely. That this man is going to back me up, so I will do everything. Sometimes 2 out of 10 times I could go wrong. It shouldn't really bother him. So you support and back up. Then I would say that one has to follow a democratic process, because you have to generate ownership in people. And ownership can be generated when you follow a democratic process. and that is that you take everyone along, discuss everything. Discuss, sit down, encourage opposing views. But once you hear opposing views, you discuss, you must decide. You have to take decisions. A leader has to take decisions. And this is where I believe in what Nixon had written in his book Leaders. Leader must never suffer from paralysis through analysis. Don't keep analyzing and be paralyzed and not taking decisions. And in decisions, may I also add, and this is Napoleon's theory, that a decision is always 2/3 facts and figures, evaluations, calculations, analysis. 1/3 always is a leap in the dark. You can never have 100% facts correct. You have to take that leap in the dark. Any leader, anybody who increases the 1/3 is too impulsive. That means he is not analyzing fully. He is too impulsive. He may lead to disaster because unanalyzed decisions. But anyone who tries to increase the 2/3 is no leader. He is thinking too much. He suffers from paralysis. So you have to have that balance in leadership. But having said that, when I said democratic process of discussion and reaching a decision, then everyone there, even if they had opposing views, have to be on board. If they are not on board, they are not your team. And therefore they have to leave. So you have to be able to fire people. It's easy to fire a person who's disloyal or untrustworthy or anything. But it's very difficult to fire a man who's loyal and his master's, his obedient servant or whatever. But he is just incompetent and inefficient. Therefore, he has to be fired. So this is what leadership all involves. I think these are my views on leadership, whatever it is meant. I think I have spoken a lot. I would thank you very much for the patient hearing. I am prepared to answer any questions.